Hey coaches, your goal, believe it or not, is to learn how to be deserving and not needy. Wow, look at me telling you what your goals are. Well, at least this particular goal. For whatever your other goals are and your reasons for doing this, why they're so important, beyond that, your goal is to be deserving of all of those things and not needy. Your goal is also to be deserving of your leadership's time and not needy for it. And here's exactly what I mean by that and why it's so friggin' important. If you're deserving, you'll never starve, you'll never be unstable. Your income, your livelihood, your dreams, your ability to solve problems will really never be in peril because you've learned the skill of deserving versus being needy. If you notice, people who are needy, they're needy year after year after year until they're dead, or they have a shift from being needy to learning how to be deserving. And that's a process that could take time, but you can make a decision, and literally in the course of a 1 minute block, you start becoming more deserving. So here's what I mean by that. So let's say you want the time of your leadership, somebody in your upline or your crossline or whoever. It doesn't even have to be an organization. It could be just a mentor who is a top earner, somebody who has what you want, somebody who's smarter than you in a particular niche. And you go to them for some mentorship, some tutoring, some whatever, and they would start working with you, and immediately you start to not do what they say, you don't follow directions, and you're doing all this other side stuff. That person who is a top earner is not going to give you any more of their time. It's probably over at that point. People who are top earners because they provide the most value in other people's lives in exchange for their income. So to be a top earner in this business, also it's synonymous with creating tons of value. So if you say you're doing this because you want to help people, then if you really want to help people, your goal has to be to learn how to be deserving of the things that you want and not needy for it, including the time of people who can teach you how to build this. People that are not top earners and people that haven't had much success, who've been in this for some time, probably, they give their time. Typically, more times than not, they're giving their time to anybody, including the people who are not deserving, but the people who need it, people who aren't following directions, people who are coming up with excuses and all these other things. If you want help from somebody who can actually show you how to get to the promised land, then they're going to be people that aren't even going to give you their time unless you're faithful with their time as well as yours, and you learn how to be deserving and not needy for it. The same thing for your business. We've got these daily core activities, the vital behaviors. The top earners have mastered these behaviors, and that is, top earners are developing new contacts every day. Top earners are inviting people. Top earners are producing attractive content that creates like a magnetic pull for the right people, to like an eager desire for people to want to know what they're doing. Top earners are taking personal development every day very, very seriously. There's very few people that make it big in this business, and that is only nothing to do with circumstances. That is only because very few people take personal development very seriously. Most people in our business are just flat out flippin' lazy when it comes to developing themselves personally. And for most people, the rest of the daily core activities too. Now, some people aren't lazy at all in any other area except when it comes to developing themselves. And those workhorses that are lazy in personal development but not lazy workers, hard workers, those are the people that work hard at perpetually spinning the hamster wheel. And I know that's going to hit a chord with some of you because some of you work very hard at this, but you don't take the personal development part of it very seriously. So you're that person on the perpetual hamster wheel, working hard, spinning your tires, going nowhere. So that's your cue to you that you have to take personal development very seriously, because then what happens is, as you're working really hard, you get better at the work that you're doing and you start to produce a result. People that don't take personal development seriously, those are the people that are saying, I don't have any time. I don't have any time. Day after day, year after year, I don't have any time. They're not personally developing themselves, so they have no shot at learning how to be faithful with the time they do have so that they can have more. Same thing with people that are saying they're always broke. I'm always broke. I'm always broke. Money doesn't grow on trees. I can't afford this or that. They say that day after day, year after year, not personally developing themselves, so they have no shot at developing any kind of faithfulness with whatever money they do have or whatever resources they do have. For some people, a lot of people, they don't develop any money at all with money. They do it by developing skills, which money follows, right? So it's all about personal development. If you want to be in a situation where you got a better quality of problems a year from now than today, you got to develop yourself personally, and you got to learn to be deserving. You want the time of your leadership. I have coaches that I personally sponsor that I don't give any of my time to because they're fooling around. They're not doing what they say. They can't be trusted to do what they say they're going to do. A lot of people don't do what they say they're going to do. And people that don't follow directions, people that are out there trying to reinvent the wheel in a way that doesn't work, that's been tried by others who have failed permanently before them, so they don't get my time. And as a leader, here's how I look at it. Every minute I give to somebody is a minute robbed and stolen from somebody else. So I'm always thinking in terms of, okay, I've only got 24 hours in a day. Some of those minutes or hours is devoted to this and helping people. I'm going to prioritize my time for people who are going to be coachable, teachable. There's the word for you. You want the time of somebody who can actually show you how to go somewhere instead of the time of somebody who's blind leading the blind. You got to be teachable. That's deserving. So it's like, okay, person A isn't following directions. They're coming up with excuses, making statements as to why they can't do this and all these other. They're not doing what they say they're going to do. Person B is totally coachable. My time is prioritized for person B. And you know what? Sometimes that person B is somebody that I have nothing financially to gain from. People in other teams that if they do well, I don't get a penny for it. But I'd rather spend my time with that person because they're coachable than somebody on my own team. You're damn right. That's the honest to God truth. So there you go, coaches. Be deserving for everything. People's time. Be deserving for people's business and their money as they spend money on product. Be deserving of your own success, and you will never ever starve because nobody can take those skills from you. Hope this made a lot of sense. So go out there and do it and realize all of you want to help people. If you really want to help people, learn to be deserving, and then you teach other people how to be deserving. It's the difference between, and it goes back to something found in the Bible. You can either teach a person how to fish or you can give them fish. Which one is more valuable? Obviously, you know the answer to this. It's teaching somebody how to fish, because then they'll never starve. They can always go out and catch more fish. So we're not giving crutches to people anymore who are already so crippled that they're needy. Give somebody a crutch and you'll cripple them more than they already are. And that's not helping. That's cruel and unusual. So don't do that. Condition people to be deserving. And if somebody's not deserving for whatever reason, just say, hey, no problem. When you're ready, I'm ready for you. Or if it's somebody that you've already enrolled who just isn't following directions, goofing around, just say, no problem. When you're ready to follow directions, we're here for you. Just let us know. But in the meantime, I got to prioritize my time because Joe over here is ready to go. And he's doing everything he's supposed to be doing. So when you're ready, I'm ready for you, but I got to prioritize my time. Because every minute that I spend on somebody is a minute robbed from somebody else, and I want to help people, so I got to prioritize my time, right? Word that however you want, but that's the gist of it. Take care. Hope you get a lot of value. Share this with your teams, because this is a culture of deserving versus neediness that needs to be created if you want to build a thriving business that's generating tons of value for people, and at the same time, generating tons of freedom of time and financial freedom for yourselves, because they're in direct correlation for the value that you put out there into people's lives. Hope you get that. Bye for now. And if you need help developing your vision, by the way, so that you're pulled to be deserving and not needy, I'll close on this, I promise. fireyyourboss.xyz. There's a form there. You don't really have to, fill it out and send it to me if you're already enrolled. But you could just go over those questions, write them down on paper for your own records, and help you craft your own vision so that it becomes worthy to get off this neediness platform and start to be more deserving. And you can share this with your team as well. So there you go. fireyyourboss.xyz, not .com, .xyz. Bye for now.